did.
I'm scared.
I know. I'm
Wait,
like,
do you look at the camera? Do you look at
now I need
You
to.
can look at the camera. You can do either or.
I'm like
I mean,
doing
you're talking to.
I'm doing fake weather girl right now. I'm like, hello.
Welcome everyone back to my podcast. This is Across the Time. It's your girl Leilani. I'm here with two very special guests. I'm here with Leo and Julia, and we're going to be talking about problems with puberty. How are you guys feeling?
I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
Again.
Yeah, me too. How are you feeling, Julia?
I know. I'm suddenly nervous.
Once you start recording, it's just like, oh, fuck. Okay.
I know. I'm like, oh, and we're being recorded. Like, it's like videotape also, and I'm like, I don't know where to look, so I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, you're fine. So, how did you guys feel when I was like, hey, you guys, we're gonna be talking about problems with puberty? How did you guys feel when I was just like telling you guys about that? That means you're gonna have to go back in time and talk about like your worst like acne story and stuff like that when you went through puberty. How did you guys feel? Were you just like, oh fuck, kind of deal, or you just were like, oh, let's just do it. Let me just spill the tea about this bitch.
I thought that it wasn't a big deal at first because it's a common topic, and I think that it's a thing that everybody goes through, and it's an awkward phase that we as humans all have to go through.
Yeah, like.
So I was okay with it, but then now we're recording, and I'm like.
Totally changes the game.
Yeah.
What about you, Julia?
I was really surprised actually, just because like people talk about puberty, but it's not really like talk. You know, I mean, it's like the basis, like a period or like like the starter pack of puberty. They don't really go in depth.
We will today. So the first question I want to ask you guys is, when did you guys realize you were going through puberty? I think for me was getting my period. That's when I was just like, oh, I'm going through puberty. I didn't see any signs, but what about you?
For me, there was just one time in the 5th grade, I was like leaning down on the desk. I didn't know what a bra was at the time, or like I hadn't realized that I needed bras yet, and there was just like a boy looking at me, not looking at me, but like looking at like the little boobs I had, and like I looked down, and like the realization was like, oh, I need a bra.
Like, holy shit.
I've officially entered that stage.
And then what about you, Leo?
Me, I think it was when my mom told me I needed deodorant.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Like you need a mijo, like right
She's
now.
like,
He's like,
yeah, you need to stop wearing deodorant. And then I was like, I don't know what that is.
Oh, you were just like confused,
I was like, wait, what? Like, what did?
Now I know.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we all face this. If you guys didn't face it, you guys are so lucky. But acne. Now, what is your horrible stories about acne? Because I feel like mine was just the fact that like I don't remember, but I remember I popped a pimple and like blood was going down like my chin, and it was on my chin. I still have acne to this day, but yeah, it's just the fact that it kept on running throughout the whole day, and I kept on putting like I put a Band-Aid right here. So like it would stop. So and you're like, oh, what happened to you? Oh, I fell.
Oh my god.
That's it, you know. But what about you, Leo?
For me, I never really had. I was lucky, and I didn't really have like a lot of problems with acne.
you bitch.
I would get like a pimple, like if I ever got a pimple, I would get it like here.
Oh,
and then people would always make fun of me for it. And then like, or I would get it like here. I still do, like just here.
I get more, yeah.
Or like around my nose, but like I usually only get it when I'm stressed out, so it's not like a big deal. But like when I first got pimples, I thought like you could scratch them away. So then the very first pimple I got, I scratched it, and like it was bad.
The reason why we're cringing right now is like you're not supposed to do that. Because it's gonna leave marks and stuff. But what about you, Julia?
For me, like because I've been wearing glasses since the 3rd grade, so like, and I'm super oily also, so like all of the oil just pools around this area. So literally all of my acne is just right here.
It's just like a line.
2 foot bomb, like like 2 like the black football marks were just like pure acne, and it's just like. The amount of times I would like spend in the mirror just being like, why won't you go away? Just die. Oh no, my face was cut.
It's like all the insecurities come to life.
Like, I know, like the horrible time, yeah.
And even if it's just like one pimple, like you feel like everybody's just looking at you.
Yeah.
And then like there's always that one person. There's always that one person that like points it out.
And then when they go through it, you're like, little bitch.
Yeah.
It's your turn. Now, when we were going through puberty, our hormones were raging like crazy, am I right? I don't know if you guys did, but for mine it did, because I remember there was a guy in class I hated so much. I hated him with like all my guts. And then once I like hit puberty, I was like, you know what, he ain't that bad, like kind of deal. So how was it for you guys about with your emotions and your hormones like raging crazy and stuff? It's okay.
It's like flashbacks.
Are you remembering all that?
Ooh, I think for me, I was just, you know what? I went through like, it wasn't necessarily a goth phase. It was just like a sad phase. Like I remember this so much because I literally wore like black and gray for a good like 6 months.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it wasn't until someone noticed and was like, why are you only wearing these colors? I was like, what are you talking about? I love bright colors. And like, looking back, just pure black. I was like, what's happening?
What is going on? What about you, Leah?
I don't think I had like raging hormones. I was pretty chill, yeah.
Lucky.
Like, I feel like
what's going on with you?
like I feel
He's
like
one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, like I was either really, really energetic,
yeah,
or like really, really tired.
Yeah.
But that's all. I never had them.
So please tell me, how did you guys dealt with your voices changing during puberty? I feel like mine wasn't like too crazy, but I know some women had it like pretty crazy themselves. But I don't know about you, Julia.
The difference between me was that when I went to like a summer camp and I got kicked in the throat. Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, no, I was kicked in the throat, so that totally just like fucked up how I might have sounded.
Yeah.
So I literally I can't remember what I sounded like, but it was different than like how I sound now.
Okay, so we will never know.
Do you have recordings?
Oh yeah.
No, but like I can remember like it was way smoother, and like people thought that I should be like a newscaster or like on the radio.
I mean, your voice is like amazing. Yeah. Like when you act and
it's like so powerful.
Like like everyone tells you, I'm like, damn, the girl kicked you, so. I'm like, girl, come and kick me. I need that. What about you, Leah?
For me, I had a really high-pitched voice, and sometimes I would answer the phone, and it'd be like, hi, is your mom home? And then like it'd be like, oh no, and then it'd be like, oh, like one time like this man like said ma'am, like, and I was like 10, and I was like, I'm a boy, and I just remember hearing like on the line, and the man was just like, oh. And I was just dead silent.
So what's up?
And then he was like, so is your mom or dad? I was like, yeah. And yeah. But I think I was a late bloomer, so I had a high-pitched voice all the way up until like 8th grade.
Oh.
And like,
damn.
Yeah, and so it was like the end of 7th grade, I still had my high-pitched voice. And then in the summer was when my body was just like, we're going to go through puberty now.
Like it's going to happen, yeah.
And then that's when my voice changed, and all of my friends like, I hadn't seen most of them like over the summer. Yeah. And I called one of my friends, and she answered, and I was like, "Hello," and she hung up on me because she didn't realize it was me.
Yeah.
And then I called again, and then I was like, "Hello," and then she's like, "Who's this?" And I was like, "It's Leo." She started laughing her ass off, and I was like, and then she hung up on me again, and I called, and then she's like, "Wait, talk."
Talk to me right now.
And she's like, oh my god. I was so scared. I didn't know who it was. And like, I thought it was like some random creep. Like, your voice changed. And yeah, that was like when it kind of just...
It was just having...
yeah, it had its moment.
Yeah. And then, so since you were mentioning, like, it changes throughout your body, what was the first thing for you guys when you guys were going through puberty that was changing in your body? Was it like certain parts? You were like, oh wait, this person's coming out. I think for me was like... I think my hips at first, and then it was my boobs. But that's when I started to realize, but I don't know. How about you, Julia?
Mine is... Okay, mine's like very personal. Sorry, y'all. But like, okay.
Yeah.
So, like, my mom is, like, completely hairless. Like, for her genes, like, she is hairless all around. Nothing. Like, underarms, nothing. Legs, nothing. I don't know what genes she has.
She's so lucky. I'm like, damn.
But, like, it, like, that mixing with my dad's genes, like, low-key fucked me up. Because it's, like, a mix of the two, but it's bad.
Okay.
Like, there's hair in some parts and hair in not parts.
Okay, so
it's like
patchy?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's patchy. So I'm like, fuck.
They fucked me up. And then, how about you, Leo?
Me, I think it was also the hair.
The
and
hair
like,
too? Okay.
It was like the pubic hair. I remember I was in the shower one time and I saw like one little hair and I got really scared, so I pulled it out because I thought it wasn't supposed to be there. Like, I just pulled it out and then like I was like, yes, I won. And then like a few weeks later, there was like 3 or 4 and it was just like sprouting and I was like, ah. Yeah, and I think I lost like the baby fat.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I wish I lost it.
I know.
Wish I was one of those people. So what is one, I know like you guys are saying all these bad things about puberty, but what is one thing you really did like about puberty? What about you, Leo? Do you have one that you liked or?
That I got taller, I think.
You got taller, okay.
Yeah.
Mm. I feel like me getting boobs. I like my boobs, but could they be bigger? I wish. Yes. But who knows? But I think that's probably the one thing I liked. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say what it is. Sometimes I like my period. Sometimes I don't. Especially the last couple months I've been dealing with. But anyways, what about you, Julia?
I think for me, it's probably, I guess my butt, just because like I always I originally started out as more like a rectangle-ish type of vibe.
Okay.
But like I grew into like my boobs came out and like my butt came out, so like there is some shape to me now.
You got it all, girl. So so I wonder. I've added this question because of my IT guy, which is behind the camera. You guys can see him. I never knew this, but have you ever experienced this wet dreams? I always thought there was just like you peeing on the bed because I peed on my bed when I was like 14 once. Mm-hmm. Not on record. But anyways, no, but like I thought it's that, but it's not. Wet dreams can mean that like you maybe think dirty thoughts in your dreams and then you come in the morning for women and men. I didn't know that, but have you guys ever experienced that or?
I've never experienced like a true wet dream. Like like my dreams when they do involve that, it's literally like straight out of like a romantic movie. Mm-hmm. Like it's like kissing in the fireworks, and it's like you wake up. Wasn't that amazing? And like I have like the best day ever. I'm like, that was fabulous.
Let's just start this day.
I've never had a wet dream. Like I had like sexual dreams, but I've never had a wet dream.
Oh, wet dream. Okay. So
unsatisfying.
In your dream. So when you guys were going through puberty, did it cause you to be like maybe bullied in school or picked on because of it? I mean, for me, I remember it was in high school, and I was already like had my pubic hair and stuff. It was my freshman year, and there was a girl. And I told her, like, yeah, like, I'm growing some pubic hair. Like, I have pubic hair down there. Like, holy shit. She's like, ew, that's gross. I don't even have that. And I was telling her, I was like, but my mom told me all girls have it. Not me. Kind of do. Okay. And then I went through high school, whatever. And I'm in high school. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. I know you have hair. And then she looked at me. She's like, yeah, I did. I just lied. Kind of deal. But what about you, Julia? I know it's a shocking story. I know, right? But how did you? Was it like you you went through it together, or was it just different times maybe? Or
well, for me, it was always just like I mean, it was mainly just like my weight. Like that was just like the one thing. I mean, I had this one girl in like elementary school and middle school where we went to the same school. I don't know why she hated me, but she would always pick on me regarding my weight. Like, one of my friends, she had like a birthday party coming up, and this girl straight up went to my friend and said, I'm not going to your party because I'm afraid she's going to roll over me in my sleep.
What?
Yes.
Bitch.
That's fucked up.
Yes. Yeah. And she would just always pick at me, and it was like, I don't know you. Like, what the fuck?
Like, what's her kind of deal with that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And it, like, ever since then, you never seen her again, kind of deal?
I remember one time I was back home and I ran into her to, like, Safeway, and I, like, completely forgot about her. But, like, I was like, oh, I know you. I know you.
And something tells me I should hate you. Kind of. Is she one of those people where she hated you, but she follows you on social media?
Well, I'm terrible at social media.
Okay, what about you, Lee?
For me, I think like when my voice changed, everybody was like, "Oh, you sound more gay. Are you gay?" And that's like when I was like still like trying to
like you were learning.
Like I was like barely like starting to come out to like a few friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so like when everybody like a lot of people were coming at me with that, and I was just like, huh.
What's going on?
Like yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
Because like at that time like not a lot of people were coming out yet,
mm-hmm.
and it was in middle school too, so it was scary. It was daunting. Like
yeah,
just like oh, you sound different. Like you sound like you're gay. And I was just like.
I would have been like, you're gay.
No, like also like I've always been like skinny. Like there was like a point where I was a little chubby, but because I was like I didn't really like work out or anything, and I was just skinny. Like a lot of people were telling people that I was anorexic, and yeah.
Dude, what is
so mean? Kids are so
mean. Like I don't even know what's going on.
What the hell? And like they would make fun of my legs, and like they were like, oh no, your legs are too skinny, and like they would tell like, oh, like are you eating enough? Like did you eat lunch? And like yeah, so like that was like a thing that also like.
Yeah, I feel like this is like probably like this is an add-on question for you guys, but did you guys feel like puberty like changed your like body image? Because I know it did for me, because when I was going through puberty I really cared about what people thought of me and how I looked and stuff like that, like like about my butt. Like I remember I was with a guy, this guy, and he would go and ask around like, oh, what's her butt like always like that, or her boobs and stuff like that. That's and he was super creepy. Yeah.
That's not
super creepy, like boyfriend at the time, my ex and stuff. And I hated that, where the people, they would like pick on me and like the way I looked. Yeah. And I would like try to lose weight and I couldn't, because I remember like I was in softball, so every time I would try to lose weight, I'm gaining muscles, I'm gaining more weight, so it's just like I felt like it was pointless.
Yeah.
But what about you guys, like Julia?
I'm sorry, say that question again. I was getting one of those memories.
No, yeah. You know, we don't have to answer if you don't want to answer to them, but what about you? Do you want to answer to that question?
Like if I had like body image issues?
Yeah, like with like going through puberty.
Going through puberty?
Yeah, like did it like, because before I went through puberty, I didn't really care. But when I had puberty, it's weird. It's a weird transition kind of deal with my emotions. I was hella emo. I would wear black too. Kind of.
The thing is that like my mom was, I love my mom to death, but she kind of had like that like 1950s mentality, which is so weird, just because like she's a nurse, she has a master's degree, she's done all this incredible stuff, but like she's still like, you need to get a man, you need to follow the steps. Like she was literally, she had me reciting steps of like, so what do? You go to college, then you get a man, then you get a house, then you have kids. Like no, like this was like, she would have me recite this at least like twice a month, and it's literally like in my head. Yeah, no, but like the thing about my mom is that like she has a good heart, and I know that her heart's in a good place, but like she does more trouble than like actually helping.
Yeah.
Like commenting about someone's weight and saying you should really get that fixed. But not like helping like the issue itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like how is that helping me?
Yeah, like how is that like, if anything, that's not really like helping you at all. It's just you know, it's
like certain things like easily could have been fixed. Like why are we having why is there like chips? Why are we having Kool-Aid in the house that has like tons of sugar?
Yeah.
Things that could easily be fixed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Things that could easily be fixed, but you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But you want me to fix this problem, but you're not helping with it.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, you gotta do it by yourself, which is hard.
Yeah. And the thing is that like she would always put me like I went I was on like a swim team for like 2 years straight, and like she would not let me quit because she was like, well, what else are you gonna do? And then like I had to go into softball for that, and then I had to like constantly find like a new sport that was like a daily routine because she like always wanted that, but she never asked me like what I wanted to like
do.
Yeah.
It was just like telling you, and what you needed to do instead of what you want to do. I feel like, like it's very conflicting. But did you ever have that kind of situation, or not exactly? But
again, like with like being skinny, like even like family members be like, oh, you're too skinny, like you need to eat more, and like they would always like try to like force feed me and like be like, you need to eat, and like I'm like, oh no, I'm not hungry right now, like I already ate, and then it'd be like, here's your plate. I'd be like, okay. No, I feel like I always like wanted to be like, oh my god, like I hope like people don't hate me because of like the way I look, like, or like, well maybe like this is like what I'm wearing isn't like cool enough or something. Like, cause like, you know, like you have like the trendy like stuff, and it's like, oh my god, I need to. They're wearing that, so like I feel like I need to wear it, and like you get so wrapped up in like what's going on in like middle school and high school, and then like you leave all of that and you get to college, or like you just like
really no one, like I feel like when you're in college no one cares about you. You just do your own thing.
Like
you're on your own.
They like wear like baggy sweats and like a big like sweatshirt with like Uggs or like your like slides, socks on, and like no one cares. Like really no one cares. And in high school, like I compare that, and it's like if I were to wear them in high school, like people would be commenting on it so much.
They'll be saying like really harsh things.
I think my thing in high school is that I wanted to just be like invisible. So I was the person that was wearing like sweat jackets every single day. I'd be wearing Uggs. Like even if it was like 99 degrees out, you would still see me in like a sweat jacket. I literally just wanted to disappear in the crowd.
Like I remember I would wear like these. They're not called pantuflas, but they're like the sports sandals and the long black socks that would go to your ankles. I had like my sliding shorts. Well, they didn't have pads, but they were like shorts with like a softball shirt, and I would go to class like that, and it'd be freezing cold sometimes. And the red lipstick, and I'm good to go. Like that's my thing, kind of deal. But for back to puberty, but it still involves it. But did you guys have it early, or did you guys have it late? I don't remember when I think I had it kind of early. I'm not too sure.
For me, it was a mix of both. I started like growing hair, like armpit hair, like hair, and like pubic hair and stuff, like probably like 6th, 7th grade. Like 7th grade, my legs were still kind of like not hairy. And then the summer of 7th grade was when like I really like hit. Like a lot of people like in like my classes had already started going through it. Like their voices had already changed. Like they had already started growing. They had facial hair. Like, you know, like, and I didn't, so like I was like a little like baby. With
a whole bunch of people,
but I think it was a mix of both.
Okay. And then what about you, Juliet?
For me, it started early. I think I started like 9. Because this all happened in like 3rd grade, and I'm a year behind like the people who in my class. So I was starting at like 9, but I didn't get my period until I was like 11.
Oh, okay.
And I remember it because I read the book. What is that fucking book that all mothers give their daughters? Are You There, God? It's me, God. Margaret. I read that fucking book, and then the next week I got my period.
So you touch bases on that. But now we're gonna talk about the scariest thing, maybe. Who knows? Pubic hair. And what was your first reaction? I feel like for me, my pubic hair was like getting hair in my armpits, but I was excited for it. I would like show my mom like, look, I'm becoming a man kind of deal, but like I would be saying shit, but I don't know. I didn't know what was going on, but how was your reaction?
I was scared, and like I mentioned this earlier, like I saw it and I was like, and I just plucked it out. I like dropped it, and like it just went down the drain, and I was like,
like done.
Like it's good, and like I never really told anybody. I was
Till today.
I was just like, I'm not gonna tell people that I have hair. And that kind of thing.
And then how about
My thing was that, like, I was getting hair, but I mean, it wasn't, like, a lot, but, like, I would always ask my parents, like, I would be, like, on the slide, like, I would steal my dad's razors, or I would, like, be like, can we get razors? And my mom would be like, why? And I'd be like, because I have hair. And she was like, how's that possible? Like, because she's this hairless being.
Yeah. I don't have it, so it's fine. So, once you guys were going through puberty, I don't know if you guys ever had this, but the talk. So for the people that don't know, the talk, it's where basically parents sit you down and they talk about you becoming like a woman or a beautiful butterfly or a man and talk about sex. Yeah, I know, from college life. So, did you guys ever get the talk? I don't think I got the talk. I just got that, like, don't be fucking pregnant, and then I, like, that kind of deal, and I think that's it. I think my mom was just like, you know what, you got your period, you're good to go. Like, here's a pad. Like, I remember I got my first, like, period, and she's like, here, just the pad. And I wanted to try the tampon, I remember. And I was trying to, well, we'll say that later. But anyways, we'll talk about that a little later. But did you ever get the talk? No. Damn, lucky.
Like, I think, like, my mom was just like, here's sex ed classes in science. Here you go. You're done.
How about you?
See, okay. My mom was like, she gave me, like, a stack of books, and she was like, read these, and she never got back to me. But then, like, after that, because she is, like, a nurse, and she just, like, she sees drunk all the time, she just talks about it, like, probably what she shouldn't have been saying to, like, a 10-year-old, but she just talks about the common stuff all the time. She's like, oh, yeah, this vagina, this penis, and she would go into, like, in depth with it.
Yeah.
But, like, she would give me these books that are, like, very, like, specific and, like, break down, like, sex and, like, puberty and, like, what's going on with your body. She just never talked to me about it. She was just like, you're good to go. You're good to go. You got your period? All right, good.
What?
So let's talk about this. Let's go back to the pamphlet if you have any questions. Let's go back to it.
So, now this question is directly to Julia. So, how was your experience on getting your first period? Was it, like, okay, or was it bad, complicated? How was it for you when you got first period?
My period has always been so sweet and kind to me.
Okay, that's
like, from the beginning, it was just, like, light spotting, and then, like, my period only lasts for 3 days. My period's a hey girl, hey type of vibe.
And
then she's like,
that is such a good relationship.
That's so chill. Oh my god, y'all lucky. I've heard stories.
No, like a couple, like a month ago, mine was like really, really bad, and I was just hella sad, hella depressed. Yeah, I had to go to the hospital because I was like freaking out, but with that. But I remember when I got my, like, first period and everything, and, like, the next month, the second month, I wanted, like, I didn't know that we had options like tampons, and my mom gave me a pad, and my aunt's like, no, like it's easy, just put it in there. And I remember, like, opening my legs, and my aunt just seeing, and my pants are down, and I'm like, I'm trying, but it hurts. And I'm like, you're not even in there. I'm like, and I'm like screaming. And then my mom came, and she's like, what are you doing to her? I was like, Mom, don't worry, I'm gonna stop the bleeding. And I'm like trying to put the, like, tampon, like, inside of me. Anyways, but I just use pads, just anyone's curious to know. But Julia, I know you want to say something.
No. Speaking of tampons, like, I was tired of pads. They feel like diapers. I can't do it. It's like, I feel like I'm waddling. So I'm like, Mom, can we get some tampons, please? And, like, she was, like, half listening, and she was like, yeah, sure. She comes home with, like, these cheap ass, like, 79-cent tampons that are, like, hard cardboard with the tampon in it.
Oh, I heard about those.
Like, what the what is that? And, like, that's my first introduction to a tampon. And she's like, it's simple. You just stick it up there and you're fine. So I'm, like, trying to stick it up there. Keep in mind, it's painful. I'm like, what is stabbing me? What is this? How do people go through this?
Oh my god, so that's her tea on the period. So now this question goes directly to you, Leo. So what is your horrible story about getting, maybe, I don't know if you have a horrible story, or what was your reaction on getting your first erection?
I don't think I realized that what I was getting was an erection.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, someone's happy.
Like, it was just like, cause, like, a lot of, like my friends, like, in high school would be like, oh yeah, like, you wake up with morning wood. And, like, it goes away, like, as soon as you get up and you pee and whatever.
Yeah.
And then, so then I was just like, oh, okay, like, whatever. But, like, once I, like, learned more about it, like, they kept coming on like
constantly.
Like
yeah.
I was like, what is happening to me? Like, what are they? What? Like, what have I turned on by? And it was like nothing. Like it was just happened. And like the worst was like when you had to like get up in front of the class and like give a presentation and like I was like, I don't know what to do. Like
you put the paper right there. Anyways.
I think I just remember like
going like
having
that.
like, because I would always wear sweatshirts. Like I still do like just wear sweatshirts a lot.
Yeah.
You would keep them like low, like.
And I just like go like,
Okay.
and like
And
I remember
just,
like trying to
popping
adjust
out.
before getting up, and it'll be like. Getting up. It was really weird.
Yeah.
But like I think that's like the worst.
So the last question is to you guys, and the last question is, what is one thing that you wish maybe puberty would have given you or taken away when it left puberty? I think for me, like, I wish maybe like my boobs were a little bit bigger. I mean, I'm fine, but if they can grow a little bit, they could have bestowed me that and have big boobs like my sister, because her boobs are like amazing. Anyways, no, that's gross. Oh my gosh, she's my sister, but I want big boobs. Anyways, but I wish it would have took away. I feel the pain on my periods, because sometimes, like, I mean, recently I've been getting pains for my periods, and I wish I wouldn't feel that at all.
You should get that checked.
Yeah.
Because I think it's getting worse.
Oh, no, not
Okay.
more. So
Okay.
I'm Gucci now.
Okay.
Yeah. I finished 2 days ago. Hi. But how about you?
For me, I wish that like puberty took away like acne, because I thought it was like, oh, you only have acne for this blip in your life, and then you move past it. No, it just keeps coming back.
Drops by. Hello.
Did it get better?
Not really. Just because like now I'm taking like medication, and then like I still get like the pooling under it.
Really?
And, like,
I think your skin is so both
Yeah.
of you guys.
Well,
I'm
that's
hiding it
nice
right now.
skin.
I need mine.
This is like after like washing the face and then putting on like 7 different kinds of products.
Oh.
to
So
make
much
sure-
on me. Put together, yes.
Oh man. For me, I think I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but like testosterone for like muscle. Like I've
Okay.
always just been like really scrawny
Mhm.
or like skinny fat.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know, like maybe I'm just not working, like if I don't work out anymore. But like when I used to work out,
Oh my
like
God.
maybe like I just wasn't working out properly.
Yeah.
Or like I
Okay.
wasn't I didn't have like protein. Enough
Like kind of
protein in
thing,
my
yeah.
body.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's it, but I don't know.
So that is all for today, folks. I want to thank my 2 very special guests, Leo and Julia. So before we end this, I'm really curious, what advice would you give for people about puberty or like preteens and stuff like that? Advice. Who wants to go first?
It's more normal than you think it is.
Yes.
Everybody
Listen to
goes
our
through it.
stories.
You after school special.
Like it might feel awkward. It might feel weird, but it's a lot more normal than you think it is.
Yeah.
And you will get through it.
What about you, Julia?
At the end of the day, everyone is going through the same stuff that you are. So
Yeah.
if you feel weird, chances are the person next to you feels weird.
Yes, exact same
for
thing.
sure.
Alright, you guys, I'll be linking their social media down below if you guys want to go and follow them. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you guys don't miss any episodes. And write down in the comments about your stories about puberty and acne and these horrible stories about pubic hair and stuff. Alright, you guys, this is Across the Time, signing off.